Hey everyone, hope you're doing great. I'm doing fantastic. Honestly, I am. My depression, I feel like it's pretty much gone at this point. I went to the therapist yesterday and I explained to her everything that I did and all the people that I talked to, and I pretty much did the work for her, I guess. And she was like amazed and she was so happy and proud of me, even though like we had just met once. We were supposed to meet last week, but New York City had a blizzard last Thursday, and that's the day I have to see the therapist. I had missed that appointment. At that point, I was feeling so low and I was feeling so like desperate for her because I needed someone to kind of help me feel better. But I ended up going to New Jersey, as you saw. I ended up seeing Angel and I was feeling so much better. I honestly feel like the depression's gone. But that also confused me because I talked to the therapist and I said, why do I feel so great when, a few weeks ago I was feeling the exact opposite? And she says, depression is, it's like a spectrum, and maybe I didn't feel it as bad, or maybe it took me to really kind of meditate and figure out, what was wrong with me. And I personally had to overcome a lot of negative things that I was holding myself back, things that I would just continuously brew over. The past is the past, and I just have to really accept my past. I just felt as if I had to really accept my past for what it is and move on. And I feel so much better. I went to go see Angel and I kind of like reiterated the whole, you need to let the past go. I think that was what was brooding all this negative energy in the first place. I just kept thinking about the past, and you just have to know that if you make a mistake, you just have to let it go. Because one negative thought is going to turn into 50, which is going to turn into a million. Also, my problem last year, I wasn't talking to anyone about this. If I was depressed about anything, if I was feeling down, I wouldn't talk to anyone about it, and I don't know why I didn't do that. I found so many new friends, and I bonded more with old friends, and I did get some weird messages from guys pretending to give a shit about my life. And then they start creeping, be like, oh, well, what if I take you out? And I say, what? Excuse me? I don't know if I'm gonna put that in. Oh, that's kind of awkward. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I feel like a weight has lifted and I can definitely move forward in my life, and it feels amazing. I'd actually attempted to record this before, but I was so fed up with my footage. I went to the old apartment where Bombay isn't here. Just decided to record. I didn't travel all the way over here just to get away from Bombay. I did it to get a few more things, and then while I was editing over here, I realized, hey, this footage is making me so pissed off. Let me just record again here, and that's what happened. This is my update. I feel better. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that I'm 100%. I'm always kind of afraid that I'm going to regress, and I did say that to my therapist. And you know what she said? Don't think about that. If you take one step back, that's okay, because the day before you had taken 3 steps forward, right? And 1 step back is not as bad as taking 3 steps back. And I think that's as simple of a concept as that is. I think that's very helpful to remember when going through something like this. So everyone has their off days. I just have to realize that. Sometimes I think that everyone doesn't have these kinds of issues that I do, It's hard to compare myself to normal people sometimes, because I wasn't normal for such a long time that I forgot everyone has an off day. And what I was doing was that I was amplifying the off day by beating myself up and telling myself that I'm really not worth it and that all this effort is in vain. And I've been saying this. That was my mantra for all of 2016. I kept telling myself, Desmond doesn't love you, you're worthless, you can't do anything, so why even bother? Literally, that's all day I was telling myself that. I was arguing with myself. Whenever I would like write in a journal, I would have terrible, terrible thoughts. You know, usually when you write it down in the diary, it's supposed to help you sort out your thoughts. No, I believe that diary actually did something worse to me. It just amplified all of these negative thoughts that I had in my head, and I was pretty much reconfirming everything. So if you're going through depression, I guess write a diary, but you also have to share your thoughts with someone else. You know, have another opinion. And maybe the reason why I didn't want to share my thoughts with other people was because I knew what they were gonna say. They were gonna say, oh, you're not depressed, you're okay. Because nobody really understands depression. Even didn't understand it. Maybe to this day, he still doesn't believe that I had any depression in the first place. Maybe he just thought that I was just having a bad day every day. I don't know. My therapist does believe that I was suffering from, you know, some form of depression, maybe not as severe as other people to the point where they would need medication, but I don't think I need medication anymore anyway. When I had first started therapy, I definitely thought I needed medication, and I was so upset that the therapist didn't think I needed it. Like, she didn't automatically say, like, okay, maybe you should see a psychiatrist so she can prescribe you something. So I thought, okay, so the next week I'll talk to her about going to a psychiatrist. But then the blizzard happened, and then I just had this metamorphosis, I guess, where I was really trying to meditate on everything that happened and what I'm feeling, and things started clicking in my mind, and I just started realizing all the bullshit that I was saying to myself all year last year that just didn't correlate with what Desmond did for me and showed me, and it just all makes sense, and I feel better. I mean, yeah, it sucks that, you know, I let someone that was so good to me go, I guess. That I drove him to do what he did. But the past is the past, and now all we can do is just focus on ourselves. And I think that's a beautiful thing to do. So now you guys know. Now you know how I'm feeling. I'll add some clips of Bombay at the end when he was like interrupting me. It was so annoying. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye! My pajamas. Truly. What the fuck? Is there catnip on my pajamas?